Hello, in this first long-form video I'll just be ranking every class from D to S. Horse won't be included since I don't have it. First up is the Nun class. This really won't help you since in Nightmare you have no passive ability or tool to assist you, but you can try this. Solid D. Next up is the Miner class. Honestly, it is a decent class for Nightmare mode since it comes with a pickaxe that's able to mine any ore in just 2 hits, but don't get your hopes too high since the pickaxe is basically just a refined shovel with the same damage and speed. Thought even the headlamp will be a great assist during night, but normally in Nightmare mode you would stay in your train during night. Even though it is a good class, it isn't that high in the rankings, especially for Nightmare mode. B tier. Next up is the Doctor class. The Doctor class itself is a great class since you are able to revive your teammates without a bandage, which can really come in clutch many times, although if you're solo you can sell your snake oil and bandage, but for Nightmare mode it is better to keep them just in case, but since you're solo it is highly recommended to just keep them if you get in a tough situation. So I'll give it a B tier assuming you're playing solo. Next up is the Arsonist class. In my opinion it's an okay class since you do have 4 Molotovs at the start and an increased fire damage, but once you run out of the Molotovs and have no money, it's basically like Nun class. It also does depend on luck since you need to find sellable items to gather up enough money for more Molotovs. You do also need good accuracy and hope the enemy gets hit by the fire, so I would give it a C tier. Next up is High Roller. This class can be an interesting class when it comes to money. After all, that's what your life is dependent on with this class, but honestly, this class can really benefit you since you earn 1.5x more, but you have to just stay in the freaking train when it's lightning. Can't you just do that? But getting $95 at the start allows you to get a revolver and ammo, coal and a bandage, which is just a great start for Nightmare mode. So I would rate it a B tier, right in front of Doctor. Up next is Conductor class. This class is amazing for speed running. Instead of the usual Goober 64 km loser speed, you get to go as the 84 km winner always to succeed speed, but honestly mainly people would get a revolver and ammo and 1 coal since you start with 2 coal anyways, but for Nightmare speed running, the best choice is to just get 3 more coals. If you seriously get a revolver and ammo with this, you are a big time goober. So I'll rate this class an A tier. Next up is the Alamo class. You start with 3 sheets and 3 barbed wire, which is a huge buff for Nightmare mode if you seriously don't think this is good. You're a big time goober, but besides that during Nightmare mode outlaws can headshot you since for some reason on Nightmare mode they have selective aimbot, so the metal sheets can really save your life, but after that it's basically like any other class and regular gameplay, so I'll rate in an A tier, behind Conductor. Up next is the Yeehaw class. This class spawns with a horse, 2 revolver ammo, a saddle, and obviously a revolver. The horse is a great resource for trying to clear towns, but in Nightmare mode, a revolver won't do much, so pray it's a small town with not that many goobers we call zombies. So I'll rate it a tier 2. Up next is Priest. You spawn with 2 crucifixes and 2 holy water. There are no debuffs to this class, except that you can't sell the crucifixes and holy waters. You are also immune to lightning, which is great if it's a lightning storm and you're a scared goober, but after you finish up the crucifixes and holy water, it's basically like any other class with regular gameplay. So I'll rate it a C tier, right above Arsonist. Up next is Vampire class. You spawn with a vampire knife which allows you to regain HP from hitting, buffing any entity. You also have increased walk speed and damage, which makes this class amazing, but the only downside is that you slowly die in the sunlight, so during Nightmare mode there is no passive regeneration, which is why you'll have to either constantly hunt enemies or use bandages or snake oils. You also would have to keep an eye on your health every now and then, but nonetheless I will rate this an A tier. Up next is Survivalist. This class in its sense is amazing. You spawn with a tomahawk which takes 3 to 4 hits to kill an enemy in normal mode, but considering it's Nightmare you would take more hits. As well, once you have any sort of gun, you're practically bound to win if you know what to do. You deal a lot more damage when your health is lower, which can really save your entire round. Even when you're full health you can one-shot enemies with a rifle on normal mode. So I'll rate this class an S tier. Next up is Zombie. In this class you spawn with nothing, and your ability is that zombies detect you at a lower range, meaning you can sneak by but not like directly. Your other ability is that you can eat corpses, which I don't see how it is useful, but it could kinda help when you're low on health since you can't use bandages or snake oils anyway, but usually you'd speedrun, so I don't see how this would be a good class. I have no words for this. Up last is Ironclad. In this class you spawn with a full set of armor, which allows you to take a lot more enemy attacks and could save you during an outlaw ambush, but since it's Nightmare mode I don't see how this can benefit you in any way since you have a 10% less movement speed debuff. so I'll give it a D tier, so that's pretty much the end. Bye.